Hello everyone and welcome to the Movie Zone here on CKTV on YouTube. My first Movie Zone of 2015. A new year, Happy New Year everyone, and a new time for the Coaster and for CKTV now, as this is the first of hopefully maybe monthly, maybe 2 weekly, whatever I feel like, Movie Zone videos for YouTube. My last Movie Zone videos were, of course, the series I was doing before Christmas, which was the comedies of the 80s. I'm going to do a few more of them episodes in the next month or so, but I'm going to bring you this special episode now today or tonight, and it is the Movie Zone presents 2014, the top 20, and it's my top 20. It's more of a personalized top 20, but I'll make comparisons to the actual top 20, and that is the top 20 that the top 25 actually that IMDb have listed as the top 25 in the box office in 2014. But it is the top 20 now, my top 20 of 2014, as we go into a new year of movies in 2015. And wow, what a year for the silver screen we just had there in 2014. What a great year of movies. For any film buffs out there like myself, I think 2014 was really an excellent year for the movies, and I don't think there was too many complaining with some of these great gems that was released last year. But to name a few, we had Let's Be Cops last year. We had The Expendables 3. We had A Million Ways to Die in the West. We had films such as the excellent Guardians of the Galaxy. Now that's four films that were very good in the comedy action genre. When we look at the more philosophical and science-based genre films, you could look at the likes of Lucy. You could look at the likes of course, X-Men, Days of Future Past, great film, Godzilla, and other films such as Interstellar. Then you could look more, if you were looking at other great films of this year, you could look at Grudge Match, RoboCop, and the likes of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But that's just some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. And will any of these actually make the top 25 in the box office? A lot of them ones that I just mentioned made my top 20, but we're going to start listing a few in a small while. But first of all, we're going to give a few honourable mentions, a few films that won't make my top 20, but came very close to making the top 20, and we're going to name out a few of them right now. 300, Rise of an Empire, would be up there, probably in the top 30 or so. It got number 25 on the IMDb, so it's number 25 in the top box office hits of the year. Then other films such as The Fault in Our Stars, which was a very emotional and it touched a lot of chords with people. It really was a very in-depth, deep film. A story of two teens who have different cancer conditions, and they fall in love, and it touched a lot of different things there, that one. And I heard I didn't actually see the film, but it is number 23 on the top 25 IMDb films. Mr. Peabody and Sherman, a very different film, is a very funny Disney movie that was out, actually a Pixar movie. It was out there last year, and it's all about the time-traveling adventures of an advanced dog and his adopted son. So you can tell that is a lot of fun. That got number 24 in the box office this year. And then the incredible Lucy, 2014 film. It's all about a woman who accidentally is caught in a dark deal, turns the tables on her captors, and transforms into a merciless warrior evolved beyond human logic. And that film, my friends, is one of the greatest films, I think, to ever grace the screen, considering it was uh, independent film made by Luc Besson, the acclaimed French director, starring Scarlett Johansson, Morgan Freeman, among other uh, characters there. That very, very good film, Lucy. And I went to see that one, and I thought I was blown away by it. Very, very cool stuff, and explores science beyond belief. Um, Other films that didn't make my top 20, but definitely would be up there. Rio 2 is a second Rio movie, another Disney type film. Also on the top 25 of the IMDb listing is Divergent, and Divergent got a lot of press last year, and it's all about a world divided by factions based on virtues. Divergent, Triss, the character, learns she's divergent and won't fit in when she discovers a plot to destroy Divergence. Triss and the Mysterious Four must find out what makes the Divergence dangerous before it is all too late. So, interesting, but not one that I went to see myself, but very good reports about it. Mixed, really. Stars Kate Winslet. Also on the in the top 20. That's number 18 in the top 25 IMDb. Also, Gone Girl, of course, the most recent outing of Ben Affleck, who, of course, the big news is lately that, of course, Ben Affleck going to be playing Batman, Bruce Wayne, in the upcoming Batman Superman Dawn of Fate, or Dawn of Justice. And everybody, all the eyes were glued on Ben Affleck all of a sudden because of that big news, and they were glued on him in this film Divergent, or sorry, this film Gone Girl, of course, starring Ben Affleck and Tyler Perry, among others, directed by someone who does a lot of great films, and that is David Fincher of Fight Club fame, among other brilliant films from him. But yes, indeed, Ben Affleck definitely got a lot of mixed reviews for Gone Girl, and even though it's a very different type of film than a Batman Superman film will be, but they still had their eyes locked on him for this one. That's number 17 in the top 25 IMDb listing. The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies is at number 16 in this listing, and it's all about Bilbo Baggins and company. They're forced to engage in a war against an array of combatants and keep the lonely mountain from falling into the hands of a rising darkness. Directed by Peter Jackson, the man behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Of course, the Hobbit trilogy is a prequel to the Lord of the Rings story, but the stories are all interlinked. Stars Ian McKellen, Martin Freeman, and Kate Blanchett. An all-star cast. Also, number 15 on this listing is How to Train Your Dragon 2. Very famous film. Of course, the first one was very much acclaimed. The second one was supposed to be very good as well, and it gets very much to be number 15 in the top movies of the year is a big deal. Also on the list that is not on my own list is 22 Jump Street, and that film was just out about 2 months ago, and it was very well received. It's directed by Phil Lord, co-directed actually by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, starring Shannon Tatum, Jonah Hill, Ice Cube, and Nick Offerman. Very, very good film. 22 Jump Street, very funny. The second of the two, of course, 21 Jump Street was a TV series back in the 80s, but then they made a film of it called 21 Jump Street, the movie, and now this is 22 Jump Street. Another one that's on this list that's worth pointing out is Maleficent. Maleficent is actually at number 6 on the IMDb list, and of course it stars Angelina Jolie. Also has Elle Fanning and Leslie Manville. It's all about a vengeful fairy who is driven to curse an infant princess, only to discover that the child may be the one person who can restore peace to their troubled land. Jolie plays the character well. It's all about very much about, she is more or less the Wicked Witch, and her Snow White is played by Elle Fanning, and it's for, I think it's the Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty is portrayed in this one. I actually went to see Maleficent when it was out, and it got great reviews. Robert Stromberg, the director, very good film, and Angelina Jolie played the role very well as the evil. But then, as the film went on, as you probably know at this stage, the evil becomes good, witch in the film. Okay, coming up now, number 5 on the IMDb list is Transformers: Age of Extinction, another good one, one that I've seen myself, and it's all about the Autobots must escape sight from the bounty hunter who takes control of the human serendipity. Unexpectedly, Optimus Prime and his remaining gang turn to a mechanic and his daughter for help. Of course, stars Mark Wahlberg, his first appearance in the series, Nicola Peltz, Jack Rayner, and Stanley Tucci, and it's directed by legendary director Michael Bay. He has really made Transformers his baby in the series. Of course, this is the 4th of the series, this film. Number 4, the Lego Movie in this countdown. Another one that's not in my list, The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1. I went to see that a couple of weeks ago. It was okay. I was pretty impressed with it. I wasn't big into the first Hunger Games movie. The second one was just okay, and I was expecting bad things from this one, but I was actually pleasantly surprised. Very good movie, edge in your seat type of stuff. So yeah, wasn't in my top 20 of the year, but then again, the critics loved it. This is the synopsis. When Katniss destroys the games, she goes to District 13 after District 12 is destroyed. She meets President Coin, who convinces her to be the symbol of rebellion while trying to save Peeta from the capital. Francis Lawrence is the director. Stars Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, Liam Hemsworth, and Woody Harrelson. Great cast. But interestingly to note, it has recently been revealed that Jennifer Lawrence, who has been in numerous great films this year, she has been so busy this year. She has done some great standout characters, and justifiably so, you could say. She has been named the highest paid actress in Hollywood this year. Imagine, she's not even that old yet, probably early 20s, mid 20s, and she has been named as the highest paid actress in Hollywood. That is something else. Of course, her other big roles this year have been her role in actually, I think it might have been the end of last year. She was in American Hustle, which was a great film as well. Very well known for her role in that. And then, of course, her other big role then this past year was X-Men: Days of Future Past, which was her role, and that was as Mystique, was unbelievable. Okay, that's number 2 actually in the top 25 IMDb. So number 2 in the box office for 2014, unbelievable. Mockingjay Part 1, the Hunger Games movie, took in $306 million in the box office. So we're going to go in now to my top 20, and we're going to be seeing video packages in this one as in my top 20. I have to say it was an excellent year for film, no doubt about it. But now we're going to move into my top 20 films of 2014, and we'll be showing you the trailers of most of them. I won't be putting up the trailer for all of them, but I'll be showing you the trailers for most of them as part of this. Number 20 on the list, I think, is, we see here now, we're going to our top 20. Number 20 on the list of the top 20 films of 2014 is Ride Along. That's a film starring Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. These two guys, one of the greatest comedy duos in a movie. It's like a buddy cop film, and they're very, very funny. They bounce off each other with the jokes and stuff. Security guard Ben must prove himself to his girlfriend's brother. Top cop James, he rides along with James on a 24-hour patrol of Atlanta, and you can tell that with the cop non-cop kind of combination, it would be very funny, very much like the film back in 1992, 91, 92. There was a film called what was it again? The Hard Way. It was called The Hard Way back in 91, and it starred Michael J. Fox as the young guy, and of course James Woods as the veteran cop, and it was all about him riding along with him as a young actor trying to learn to be a cop and stuff. And this Ride Along film is set in a kind of a, you know, black humor kind of thing, because of the two black guys riding along with each other in the cop car, and it's like a flip over to the, you know, the black neighborhoods and stuff, but it's the same kind of concept. So Ride Along, great film. Let's have a look at the trailer for Ride Along.
Does anybody have a 20 on Black Hammer?
All right, let's get these bitches!
Does anybody have eyes on the sniper?
Okay, Ben, even soldiers have to get to work on time.
Yo, you're pro-Taliban. You do know that you're gonna be Mrs. Black Hammer.
Did you tell my brother?
Hello,
I need him to be on board. You two are the most important men in my life.
what you just said has been received. Why do I have to suck up to the brother just because she wants us to get along? Hold on. Hey! You're white! You're white! You don't fight.
It's that little clown that's dating my sister, little man Smurf.
Maybe he just wants into the family.
I know exactly what he wants.
You want the hammer?
I want the hammer.
Then go get the hammer.
Okay, enough of that nasty.
Baby, no!
Do not screw this up for me. I love him.
Hey.
Oh, damn, it starts screaming like.
I was responding to a hostile situation, James.
That was a high-pitched scream.
James, you know what? Is he still staring? Make him stop. James, I wanted your blessing in asking your sister to marry me.
Show me that you worthy of her.
How am I supposed to do that?
I'm gonna take you on a ride along. Today is your training day. Have you ever even held a gun before?
Bang, bang. You're more of a shotgun specialist.
Be careful, that's got magnum loads in it.
You gotta get on the ground! My stomach and my ass.
Oh, yeah, you ready for the streets.
You better be lucky it wasn't me.
How's it going?
Met the damn devil today in the form of a child. What's up, little man?
What's up, little man?
What you about 3'10", 3'11"?
Yeah, but you know what I'm gonna do. Grow. What you gonna do? Stretch?
You wouldn't last one day out here.
I'm the law. Be afraid. This is crazy. Relax. You got 5 seconds to throw it back.
This ain't no damn video game.
It's probably still drivable, though, because it happened in the back. You can't drive it now.
You tell me what I need to know, or you're going to jail with a bullet wound. Ain't telling you nothing. Tell me what I need. Tell me what I need to know.
Shot me. Oh,
Yeah, he shot your ass.
You damn right I shot your ass.
Well, now we'll move on to number 19 on the list of my top 20 movies of 2014. And number 19 on the list is a film that was very, very funny, very good comedy, another comedy, and it stars Seth Rogen, who is a legend of the comedy field these days, getting a lot of great roles. It also stars Lisa Kudrow and Zac Efron, who is a big star, especially with the teenage audience. This film is called Bad Neighbors. It's directed by Nicholas Stoller. After they are forced to live next to a fraternity house, a couple with a newborn baby do whatever they can to take them down. It was a very funny film and well worth a watch. That is Bad Neighbors. Number 18 on the list is another great film that I would definitely put up there, and I've put it on this list because it's very, very good, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The film is very, very cool. You know, I didn't expect much from this one because the 2007 TMNT reiteration was very, I found it kind of, I think it was a CGI that annoyed me, but this one was actually a live-action Turtles movie. It starred Megan Fox, Will Arnett, William Feischner, and Noel Fisher. Not a big name cast. I think Fox was the only big name in it, but it was the Turtles were the main focus, of course, and the costumed characters. Directed by Jonathan Liebesman, and very, very well worth a look. Well, I thought that Turtles movie was definitely, it lived up to, you know, I think it overshone what I expected, but it was also very, very good, considering it had a lot to live up to, because the original three Turtles movies from back in the 80s and early 90s were excellent and great viewing to look back at. They are really, really cool. So I think they had to do big things with this Turtles movie to make it justifiable. But good to see that happening and working out for the Turtles movie. And that's at number 18 in my list here. So now we're going to go into number 17. And at number 17, there's another great movie and a film that I would definitely put up there, and that is Grudge Match. Grudge Match, of course, stars Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro, and it also features that man that I was talking about earlier, Kevin Hart, comedian, unbelievable black comedian, very, very funny. Also stars Kim Basinger as the love interest of Stallone, and of course De Niro. There's a whole story there as well. But great film about two age-old boxers who come back from retirement to have one last fight against each other. And of course Stallone, and there is of course a double kind of a cliche to this. They talk about these two boxers, Kid and the other guy, and going up against each other one last time and stuff. But there is a kind of a reference there to Rocky, of course, Stallone's big film franchise from back in the 70s, 80s, and 2000s. And of course, there is a big reference there to Raging Bull, which was the other big movie with Robert De Niro playing the biopic of Jake LaMotta. But De Niro, Stallone, and this one is kind of like bringing them two big characters together because their personas in the films are very like their personas as Rocky and the Raging Bull. So it kind of comes together nicely in this one, Grudge Match. So that is number 17 in my top 20 of the year. Well, we're going to go straight in now to number 16 on the list. And this time, number 16, we're going to have a very, very cool film, and something that I didn't think it was going to be any good, because I thought it was going to be like, it's just another reboot, just another remake. And I wasn't happy, because I hate to see a lot of these remakes so soon. And these remakes are happening maybe 20, 25 years after their originals, which still stand the test of time. So I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking, whoa, this might be much good. It mightn't be, it might be hard to watch because of being a remake so soon, but they've done a lot with this one. They really done a lot with this one, and they really made it work. And I'm talking about RoboCop. They brought out RoboCop, and they brought a few new concepts to the whole RoboCop thing, and that stars a lot of big names in it. A couple of the big names in it, you find out are, of course, Samuel L. Jackson, who plays the role of Pat Novak brilliantly in this one, and also Michael Keaton makes an appearance in this one as well, which is pretty cool. So RoboCop are very, very cool. Okay, moving on swiftly, number 16 on the list now. A film that I would probably, I didn't see it, but and that's controversial putting it in my top 20, but I heard a lot about it, and I done a lot of in-depth reading about it and stuff, and I heard it's very, very good. It's very worthy of winning an Oscar. It stars Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr., and it really does seem like a great film. And I'm talking about The Judge. The Judge is definitely up there, and I heard it's supposed to be very, very good indeed. We're going to have a look. Okay, coming up now, number 15 on the list, and this time we're going to put in one that I was very impressed with, absolutely very, very impressed with, and it was a film that really was, I think, one that also a remake, but it was a sequel to a remake, so it kind of made sense. The first one was called The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and now this one was called Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and it was very, very good, starring Gary Oldman, among a few other big names. Very impressive film. I enjoyed it. 10 years after a pandemic disease, apes who have survived it are drawn into battle with a group of human survivors. Yes, indeed. They mix in the whole apes taking over kind of idea, and they bring in as well a human pandemic, and they mix the two concepts together, and they have ground there for an excellent storyline, and I think that really, really was a great film. Gary Oldman, Kerry Russell, Andy Serkis, and Cody Smith-McPhee are in this film, and it's directed by Matt Reeves. Very, very good stuff indeed. Number 14 now is a film that very, very controversial. It sparked so much controversy, but it is a film that it wouldn't be justifiable if I didn't put it in my top 20, because I really enjoyed the film, and that is called Dallas Buyers Club. And this film really sparked a lot of controversy indeed. Brings up a lot of taboo topics, and it was enjoyable because of the fact that, these people need to be respected, and I believe that. And it was very, very controversial, but it was a very good story to put out there. A lot of the film was very, what would you say, graphic, but it really is. It's all about it's all about these HIV patients going over the border to Mexico, so they can smuggle a lot of medics and different special medicines that the Mexicans have developed, and they can bring it over, and they're being treated in hospitals in Mexico and stuff. And it really touches that, it pushes that homophobic button with a lot of people, maybe. But I think it's one of these things that it needed to be addressed in a movie, and it was, and it won Oscars. Jared Leto plays a role in this one, and he is excellent. Really pulls it off brilliantly. Also in this one is Matthew McConaughey, who plays a role very, very good in this one as well. It was a brilliant job these guys done in the acting of this one, and Dallas Buyers Club definitely might even deserve a higher spot, but I'm giving it number 14 on my list, and I enjoyed it when I went to see it as well. So very, very good show. Number 13 on the list of the top 20 films of 2014, And I would say number 13 would have to be a film that I really enjoyed, and it's a film that has been played out. Maybe you could say the concept has been played out, but there's always room in the superhero genre for more films. There is always room because the villain gallery is endless, and you could make a film with the same idea, same concept, all the same types of scenes, but with different colorful superheroes. You can make another film, and you're still going to get bums on seats. It's as simple as that. And when you develop these storylines and you bring in different characters from the same kind of industry or from the same organization, like the likes of Marvel, you're going to get more ideas coming in. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the film I'm talking about, and it's at number 13 on the list, and I think it is very, very good. Great performances by Emma Stone in this one. Um, some great stuff in this one. I really, really enjoyed it. Of course, the bad guy in this one is the Shocker. He is one of the big bad guys in this particular film, which is played excellently by Jamie Foxx, I must say. Number 12 on the list now. We're getting close to the top 10, the nitty gritty, folks. Number 12, I can tell you, is Saving Mr. Banks, and I thought that one was very, very good. It's Disney's Saving Mr. Banks, and it of course starred Tom Hanks, Emma Thompson, also Colin Farrell, and a few others pop up in this one that you wouldn't expect. But it is definitely a very good film. Of course, it tells the story of the life of, or it tells the story of the making of Mary Poppins and the whole sequence of events that led up to the making of Mary Poppins. And Emma Thompson's character, she has a lot of flashbacks to her childhood, and playing her father in them flashbacks is, of course, Colin Farrell, Irish actor. Of course, Tom Hanks plays Walt Disney, who brings Emma Thompson's character to Hollywood. And, of course, Emma Thompson's character is the writer of the Mary Poppins story. And it tells you, it explores the whole idea of where the ideas for Mary Poppins came about, and you learn that it is actually a flip side of what it was really meant to be. It was meant to be a sad story, but Hollywood transferred it to be transitioned it to be actually a very happy story and stuff. And you can explore that whole concept and these ideas, which is a very, very interesting film. That is Saving Mr. Banks. Okay, that is number 12 on the list. Number 11 now, I think, is another great film, and it's something that it really was, well, it wasn't overly brilliant, but I thought it was one of the big epics of our time, and it was a film that was, they tried to make it in 1998, they tried to make a modern version of this franchise, and they failed. Well, they didn't fail, but it just got just okay thing in the box office and that. But they had the whole concept of Godzilla in New York City in that one. But now in this one, there's a more a broader kind of spectrum, and it shows there's footage in Japan, there's more of an in-depth feel to it, and that is the new Godzilla movie. And it was a very, very interesting film. I enjoyed it, but okay, so that was number 11, of course, which was Godzilla.